Calling to order the regular board meeting for the Hollister School District, September 24th, 2024 at 4:34. Roll call, trustee Gris.
Here.
Trustee Marks.
Present.
Trustee Martinez.
Here.
Trustee O'Connor.
Here.
I'm here, that's 5-0. Any public comments for closed session? No comments. Okay, is there a motion to convene?
I make a motion that we convene to closed session. I'll second.
Okay. Convening to closed session.
We have to do the all in favor? No.
Okay, trustee Gris.
Aye. Aye.
Trustee Marks, Martinez.
Aye.
O'Connor.
Aye.
I'm an aye. 5-0. Convening at 4:35. I'd like to call back to order the regular meeting of the Hollister School District. We are now in session at 6:01, and this meeting is being recorded. Please stand and join me in the flag salute. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 7, community and student staff recognition. Principal Kim.
Is Principal Woods here? Principal Woods.
Oh, you can bring it right here, right up here.
Can we go on to the next item and come back to it?
That would be, we can,
Can we go on to the next item?
bring it back.
Well, we haven't even approved the agenda first.
Yeah. So
We could make an amendment since we haven't approved the agendas, that if he does show up, we can kind
Okay.
of take a break and have him do his presentation.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
We go to 8.
Item 8, closed session announcements. There are no announcements from closed session. Item 9, approving the agenda.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda with the exception of item 7, the community and student staff recognition that was supposed to take place before closed session. If Mr. Woods comes in, we can squeeze him in between our items so that he is able to do his presentation.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Aye.
Trustee Chris?
Oh. I see him walking in.
Let's hold on. Keep going.
We can still approve the agenda. And
Yeah.
we can just have him start. So,
Okay.
aye.
okay,
Okay.
aye.
Aye. Okay, passes 5-0.
Yes.
Yes. Principal Woods.
Hi there.
Hi.
Well, you caught me off guard. You guys are really on top of it.
Yep.
6 o'clock. Wow. You were kidding. It's about to start. Thank you for this opportunity, Interim Superintendent, Mr. Ward, our Board of Trustees, cabinet members, people that are here. Tonight, I would like to stand before you to recognize and celebrate our incredible international teachers from the Philippines. And I believe that they're all here. I looked up how far it was with Siri from California to the Philippines. Almost 7,000 miles as a crow's fly. So, yeah, they're a long way from home. So these dedicated teachers bring not only their expertise, but also a rich cultural perspective that enhances our entire school community. Their commitment to fostering a love of learning and their ability to connect with our students is truly inspiring. They enrich our classrooms with diverse teaching methods, innovative ideas, helping us to prepare our students for a globalized world. Let's take a moment to express our gratitude for their hard work and unwavering dedication. They embody the spirit of collaboration and cultural exchange that makes our school a vibrant place for learning. Thank you for supporting our international educators and recognizing the vital role they play in shaping the future of our students. Thank you. And if I could, you guys just want to wave or stand up? However you want to do it. But I'd like to introduce right here, Ms. Limpog, she is 8th grade AAA. Ms. Chavez, 6th grade Calaveras. Ms. Bagha, 1st grade Calaveras. And our veteran, 4 years maybe now, Miss Angelique Gutierrez, and she does our special education RSC for our young ones. Miss Elaine Getchman, 5th grade Calaveras. Dr. Jennifer Amanayev, 8th grade Calaveras. And finally, just over, Mrs. Bakani, Princess Bakani, in our 3rd grade position. Getting new staff members is always a challenge, especially when you have 6 new ones. We got a veteran over there. But they have made it so easy. They're so energetic. They're so fired up to go. They're excited. They don't pass by every morning without good morning, goodbye. So, yeah, they really bring a good boost of energy to our entire staff. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you so much.
Okay, item number 10, public comments.
Okay, just as a review, we're going to talk about our public comment parameters. Welcome to the Board of Trustees meeting. Members of the audience are invited to address the board on any subject on tonight's agenda when that item is being addressed. During regular board meetings, the public may also speak to the board on subjects not on tonight's agenda during public comments. To help the board conduct their meetings efficiently, the board asks that if you wish to comment to the board tonight, you complete a speaker's card. They look like this, they're on the back table. Come to the podium when your name is called and state your name. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda item. The countdown clock will be on the computer screen. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 15 minutes. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation, depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. Speakers are advised that their speech may be open to civil liability, defamation, or slander if it involves complaints against staff. Speakers in this instance are encouraged to speak with the complaint officer or superintendent about the complaint process policy. Y en español, solamente cada persona tiene 3 minutos para hablar con nosotros y no puede nombrar a alguien con que usted tiene una queja, solamente decirnos lo que es el problema con el distrito, pero no nombrando nombres de la gente que trabaja por el distrito. Okay, gracias. Thank you. Okay. Y si usted quiere hablar con nosotros o venir aquí, tiene que llenar una tarjeta y traerlo aquí. Gracias. Okay, starting with Crystal Lamonte.
Don't start my time yet.
No, it's like, time's up. Time's up.
That was purposeful.
I like fast meetings.
My staff is all.
Good evening, board. We appreciate, as you see, our whole team is here tonight to address the board. Just a little bit of history, which I think, Liz, you would probably remember this. Pre-COVID, once a year, we come out to all the boards, introduce ourselves, talk about the work that we do. And so last year, John Schilling reminded me from Southside, like, are you guys going to start that again? And so we did start that back the second half of the year, so we're honored to be here tonight. So I'm just going to introduce myself, and then each department will share a little bit with you. But what I'd like to do is have you go ahead and open up the folders. There's a lot of information we can't share within the time that we have. But what we really want to focus on is the support and the collaboration that we have with Hollister School District specifically. When you can't sleep tonight, you can read the best. The piece that I'd like to focus on my role and all of our roles as an administrative team is the legislative advocacy piece. And so because we are part of the California County Superintendent's organization. We all have the pleasure in different departments to sit on different roles in which we engage with the state leaders and help really inform the state leaders how important a rural community is. And so we're really champions of that. So that advocacy, that innovative, that engagement with the state leaders, we're really proud of that. And so that's one piece you're not going to necessarily see in this document. This is the document we're gonna ask that you guys have out. We're not gonna cover all of this. We're gonna highlight a few things. This is a 3-year continuum for you. So you can see some of the things that we engaged with in 22-23, 23-24, and 24-25. And so each member will come out, they'll highlight a few things on this for you so that we can talk a little bit about our partnership and collaboration, and we're happy to be here tonight. And I've got a minute left.
All right, first up, we have Shannon.
Good morning, good evening, thank you for having us. I'm Shannon Hansen, I'm the Chief Business Official, and I serve in the Business Services Department, and Mary Canning is the Director of Business Services. And so what I wanted to share with you for our department specifically is we offer a lot of technical assistance to our districts with regards to, troubleshooting some general ledger postings, some revenue postings, different things like that that affect your financial statements. We also provide training, a lot of PD. We do a lot of professional development around the CalSTRS retirement reporting, CalPERS retirement reporting. Additionally, we do a lot of PD around our financial system, QSS. We're constantly working with Jim, who is our lead at Santa Clara, because we piggyback off of Santa Clara's financial system, QSS. And so we're constantly working with him on implementing new and exciting things. I don't know if you guys know, recently we implemented the ACH, which is the automatic clearinghouse. Sorry, it's a wire transfer. But we just recently implemented ACH for our vendors, which is very exciting, and it saves on a lot of different things. Environmentally, it saves on money because you're not mailing out checks, postage, you're not wasting paper, all of those exciting things. So we were really, really excited. Santa Clara, it celebrates every week that we were using it because they implemented it 2 years ago, or attempted to up there, didn't work. So we're doing it and we're very successful in it. So we're really happy about that. Additionally, we do the AB 1200 compliance, and that is ensuring that you're fiscally solvent to make sure that you can meet your financial obligations in the current year and the first and second subsequent year. And other than that, just a resource. We always are looking to be a resource for your entire business department team. Anything that they need, we attempt to help problem solve, work through, and support in any manner. Any questions for me?
We're not allowed to call.
Oh, that's right, you can't. Never mind.
Thanks, Shannon. All righty, Mr. Keith.
Good evening. My name is Keith Thorbon. I'm the Assistant Superintendent with the San Benito County Office of Education, and I'm in charge of the Educational Services Division. I wanted to take this evening to highlight a few of the instructional areas that we provide support to the Hollister School District. We provide professional development and technical assistance on the LCAP each year, from development to adoption to approval. Support for differentiated assistance has been provided since 2020, where the identified student groups have decreased to just one identified student group this past year. We've also provided support to schools identified for comprehensive school improvement, CSI, and currently there are no Hollister elementary schools who are eligible for CSI. We've provided professional development in the areas of math, English language development, early literacy with Footsteps to Brilliance training for not just teachers, but also parents, as well as providing lesson design opportunities for teachers with the Lesson Design Institute. We provided leadership training for the educational leaders of Hollister School District in the areas of equity and overall leadership development. There are networks that are provided to the Hollister School District, such as Universal Pre-Kindergarten Network, Curriculum and Instruction Network, English Language Learner and Multi-Learner Network, as well as the Arts Interaction Collaborative Network. These networks provide an opportunity to collaborate with other leaders in the county, as well as share the latest updates in curriculum and instruction and other topics from the state or region. There's support provided with attendance and chronic absenteeism through the Student Attendance Review Board run by the San Benito County Office of Education. This provides support to the students and families despite all the efforts by the school and district that are still struggling with consistent attendance. At this time, I'm going to have Tony Balbus just say a few words about our student events.
Hi everyone, I'll keep it short. There's a flyer in there for save the dates for student events. We have the spelling bee, so Ms. O'Connor, please keep February 6th available. I appreciate that greatly. We have the STEAM Expo, which will be March 6th, and the Arts Showcase on April 3rd. Please support them, push kids to come. It's a great time for everyone. Thank you.
Appreciate everybody's attendance. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have Erica Robledo.
Good evening. Weird to address you guys from this position, but so good to see you all. My name is Erica Robledo Dickens, and I am the math program specialist for San Benito County. I was hired to support math instruction in the county by serving as a coach for the teachers who attended our San Benito County Mathematics Initiative 2.0 training this past July. The training was led by Phil Consalvis, who is the founder of the Mathematics Coaching Consortium and Chief Learning Officer for Curated Pathways of Innovation. He is responsible for leading San Benito County during the first wave of SBCMI training, which ran from 2010 to 2013, which I was fortunate enough to be a part of. The reboot to SBCMI 2.0 actually started in the summer of 2023, which was a 3-day training broken into grade level groups. SBCMI 2.0 2024 was broken into 3 groups of instruction over 7 days. K-3 received 2 days of training, while 4th through 6th grade received 3 days, and 7th and Algebra 1 received 3 days of training. Teachers from all over the county attended, including 3 coaches. I am the county-funded coach, serving all the schools who attended the training, except the high school. When I say all, I'm referring to the teachers from Willow Grove, Southside, Tres Pinos, Spring Grove, Aroma, San Juan, and several schools in the Hollister School District, including Calaveras, Sierra Vista, HTLA, Lane, Rancho San Justo, Mays, and Rancho Santana. I am coaching 33 teachers whose grade levels range from 2nd to 8th grade. 18 of my 33 teachers come from the Hollister School District. I have the pleasure of visiting 6 of them today. For those of you who are not familiar with the approach SBCMI uses, the foundation and heart of the initiative to strengthen the teachers' mathematics content knowledge to ensure that we are teaching students not just how to do math, but how to think mathematically. The 4 main components of SBCMI model are content, which is strengthening a teacher's content knowledge, lesson design, which is developing and sharing best practice lessons, content coaching, my part, helping teachers go from the workshop to the workplace, reducing isolation, and further developing their craft of teaching. And assessment, making sure that everything we are doing is having a positive effect of student performance. Teachers learned math this summer and walked away with the understanding of the importance of multiple representations and side-by-side comparisons to problem-solving in math. They were exposed to relational thinking and the use of bar models, number lines, and area models to explain math, not just memorize math. They were introduced to the powerful connections we need to make through their grade levels when it comes to the best instructional strategies. Some of those strategies include effective use of warm-ups, note-taking, proper syntax, choral response, and appropriate use of academic language. Teachers in the program were able to work collaboratively and helped to develop curriculum guides to match their district-adopted curriculum with hyperlinks to lesson resources and content presentations. Lastly, teachers developed 2 benchmark assessments to go with their curriculum guides. The benchmark assessments will serve to facilitate discussion and analysis of student work and data. So that is SBCMI 2.0 in about 3 minutes. Thank you for letting me finish.
Wayne, you're up. Wayne?
All right, timer starts now. Good evening, board members, superintendent board, and members of the school community. I'm Gwen Karen, serving as the assistant superintendent of SBCOE. It's great to be back on this platform and share the amazing services and support that we provide to your schools. Our professional learning catalog can be accessed online, and we provide an array of professional learning opportunities in the area of academics, social, emotional, mental health, and behavioral support for our students, including system improvement. We have funded SEL programs, providing around $280,000 since last school year and this school year, and this funding will ensure that participating schools will have an increased capacity in embedding and implementing SEL practices at their school site. We're also proud to share with you that 4 of your schools will be recognized this October in statewide California PBIS, naming HDLA, Sierra Vista, Lad Lane, and Rancho Santana. These 4 schools have worked with us when we first implemented our tiered cohort for PBIS Tier 1, and they went through intensive training with us as well. We will continue to offer SEL and PBIS supports, workshops, resources that will be available to all of your schools, because we want to keep the momentum going. Your schools have been implementing a fantastic job in embedding SEL and behavioral support practices at their particular school site, so we're here to support them. Additionally, we are working collaboratively with your student services team, in serving your, I promise you, those students in foster care, those who are experiencing homelessness through after-school tutorial, even providing them with hotel accommodation last school year, and all those wellness and even winter items like through our outreach efforts, and this is through our SBCOE project access. And I'm going to give the rest of my time with my partner in crime, Amber Lisbeth.
Good evening, 45 seconds, can I do it? Thank you for having us. My name is Amber Lister, I'm the Director of Prevention and Intervention for the county office. I guess I'll just take the last 30 seconds to tell you about an event that we have upcoming this spring. What we hope is the first annual, in collaboration with Hollister School District, Behavioral Health, and our county office. We are rolling out on March 20th our first ever mental health and well-being family festival at That's Hall. So make sure you save that date.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jennifer Logue?
All right, good evening. My name is Jennifer Logue, and I'm the Deputy Superintendent at the San Bernardino County Office of Education. And so tonight I'm just going to talk really quickly about teacher induction as well as some of the grants for mental health that we provide. So we have Tony Ballas with me, and together we oversee the San Bernardino SBCOE teacher induction program. It's in its 4th year right now, and you have 41 teachers currently going through that program this year. Over the past 4 years, there's been 79 teachers from Hollister School District that have gone through it. And it's a 2-year program. Previous to us starting this, our teachers had to go to Monterey or Santa Cruz. And so we're very excited to be able to operate this and to make it a little easier for our teachers in the county to do induction. So the other thing that we have been doing a lot of is working to bring in money to support mental health. And so over the past 5 years, I've worked with several people in Hollister School District, including Interim Superintendent Kim Ward, to bring in school social workers and mental health providers. Together, we have been able to write and receive over $4 million in grant funding. And so we started out with just having one school social worker, funding some PBS, and now just last year we were able to increase that to 2 school social workers that you have on your campuses, Fanny Torres Gonzalez and Nora Dozal. And we also are providing the Mental Health Lead Collaborative. So Eliana Delgadillo serves as the Hollister School District representative there. And then we also have our Mental Health Provider Network. And so all of the providers in the county come together, they network, and they also share best practices and develop common practices so that every parent, student, and educator in San Bernardino County understands how to access those services. And so that also helps with ensuring that there's not as much stigma around the mental health. So most recently, we have two other grants that we've received. One is going to be used to help build wellness centers in some of your schools that don't have them already. So that's going to provide some of that funding. It's also going to help with the mental health fair that Amber Lister was talking about. And then lastly, we have the California Youth Behavioral Health Incentive Grant. It's a lot of words. But what it does is it's going to help us sustain the funding because we have to keep reaching out for grants, whereas this one is going to help us build the capacity to build back our managed care and our private insurance companies. And so Gwen Buchanan, our assistant superintendent, she's overseeing that grant. So that's just a little bit of information on how we're supporting your students. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have Chris Lumpa up next.
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Ward. Second time today. I want to thank you for having us this evening. I know some of you personally. I've had the opportunity to meet and work with actually everybody sitting over at that table at one point or another. I work with Erin on the medical therapy unit, who serves our most medically fragile students here within San Bernardino County. Under the SELPA, for those of you that may not be aware, SELPA is the Special Education Local Plan Area, and what we do is we work in conjunction with all the school districts and what we call the Big Five. We have a governing board. The governing board of the SELPA governs how the funding comes into the SELPA and how it's distributed under our allocation plan. Last year, we did a lot of work with all of our districts and some of the key players you have at your table, Dr. Gutierrez, Beth. What we do is we look at where is the need. And so collectively, all of our superintendents work together to determine how we're going to distribute those funds. Most of it is distributed on ADA, okay? So there's the funding piece of it. We also operate under what's called the local plan. Every SELPA is required to have a local plan, and they need to be reviewed every 3 years. That's a new requirement. The local plan encompasses how we do business. That includes professional development. That includes technical assistance such as alternative dispute resolution, which can look like being in the classroom, providing assistance to a teacher, problem solving perhaps a challenging case in which both the district and the parent aren't quite sure where to go. And so we provide that type of assistance. Personally, I do a lot of work with parents and the corresponding district director or program specialist. We also, under the SELPA, we do provide targeted professional development, and that learning is, we determine what kind of activities in PE professional learning opportunities based on what your director and his team here at the district and every other district, we basically survey everyone, and then as a group, all of the directors, we decide exactly what we're going to do, and for the most part, when we're going to do it. When is the best time to provide that particular activity? Tonight, we have a training with parents. We have a pretty good turnout for our community advisory committee. SELPA program specialist Jennifer Hennig is the executive secretary to that committee, as I am to the governing board. Our first governing council meeting will be this Thursday at 10:30. So if you're ever interested to join us, I encourage that. And I'm going to give you back a second.
All righty. Up next is Julianne Trice.
Hi, it's very nice to come back in a different capacity. So good evening, Hollister School District board members. My name is Julianne Trice, and I am the Director of Special Services with San Bernardino County Office of Education. In the Special Education Department, we are highly committed to supporting San Bernardino County in providing special education services. Specifically for Hollister School District, we are the regional preschool program for students with special education. We collaborate with Hollister School District. Regularly for our SELPA ECE Collaborative, which started last school year. And the purpose of that is to bridge communication as students transition to Hollister School District. One thing that I wanted to highlight was a parent matriculation informational night that we held last year in February. And that was for parents that came who had students that were transitioning to Hollister School District. And the purpose of that is to have interface with special education directors within San Diego County, and one of which, Gabriel Gutierrez, came. And so it was really nice for parents to have a Q&A with your special education director, because oftentimes parents do have a lot of questions, what do the programs look like, and they're very anxious. So that was really great to have Hollister School District be in attendance. You guys do have the largest amount of students in our regional preschool program, and so I did want to highlight that, because our common goal is to ensure students have compliant IEPs that are representative of the students' current skills and abilities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Antonio Vela?
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Ward. It is a pleasure and a privilege to be with you this evening to present about the work of the Human Resources Department with the San Benito County Office of Education. Now, in the folders that you received, as Superintendent Amanto mentioned, is kind of a summary of the services that have been provided by the county office to our communities and our districts in the county here. Human Resources is just one of those departments that has, it just reaches into all the other departments within the county in the effort, with the vision, and of course, guided by the direction of our superintendent, to recruit, to support, and to retain the very finest educators that we can to bring to our community and to our students. And so along the way, we do provide a lot of technical support to our districts along the lines of compliance, credentialing, and right now, in particular, we're dealing with the CalSAS system, and we're providing technical support in that area so that our districts can provide the best information possible to the state with respect to the credentialing within our districts. Otherwise, we spend a lot of time collaborating with one another to share and build expertise within and amongst ourselves, again, so that we can just grow the best practices within human resources across our county. So we consult with one another a great deal, and when we can't solve a particular problem that one of us is facing, the county office is part of a statewide network of human resources professionals. So we have the ability to consult with our colleagues all across the state with regard to any issue related to human resources and bring that expertise and support to our county. And so that's an ongoing process that we engage in, and we hold regular meetings with our partners within the county so that we can continue to build community and to build the expertise in human resources. And that's all I have to say for this. Thank you very much. I'll give you your minute back.
Thank you. That concludes our public comment time.
Okay, we are now on to item 11, public hearing, sufficiency of instructional materials for 23-24. The public hearing is now open. The public hearing is now closed. We have Dr. Myers. Thank you, Dr. Myers.
Sure. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Ward. I am happy to report that we have sufficient materials reported for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call. Trustee Grist?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee O'Connor?
Aye.
I'm an aye, passes 5-0. Okay, item number 12, reports. 12A, Hollister School District Information Technology Department report by Brandon Johnson.
Thanks.
Hello trustees, thank you for having me in front of Superintendent Board as well. Thanks for sparing some time for IT to give a little show of state of the IT, really, state of the IT department. Really excited to share this with you. So starting off, make sure, okay, we're good. Usually I'm on the other side.
I know.
Yeah.
Mirror image.
We'll jump right into the IT department hierarchy. Is myself as Director of IT, but getting into the real stars of the team, we'll start off with Manny on the right there. So Manny Guzman, he's our SIS application specialist, and we have a slide dedicated just for him because that's how important his role is to the district. And then moving over to the left, we got Javier. He's the lead technology specialist. I'm very familiar with that role. He supports all sites plus the district office. So he's definitely a support for the three we're about to go over. The first of our technology support specialists is the veteran on the team, that's Roger Anglin. And he is supporting HDLA, Mays, and Rancho Santana. So that's one tech supporting 3 physical school sites. It's a big task. We also have Monica Ruiz, who supports Calaveras, Arlo Hardin, and Rancho. And then Kathy Ortega, who supports Cerro Vista, Lad Lane, and Sunny Slope. And when we talk about supporting, we not only support our students, we support our parents, and we also support our staff. So we definitely, since COVID, the IT department has had to reshape itself a little bit and try not to go back to what we were before, but continuously improve. And the areas we support is very big. It's grown over the last 10 years incredibly. We now support, we've always supported Aries, but now with it being cloud-based, we support parents. Now with it being cloud-based, we support parents and staff as well through that medium. Not to mention when Aries was first around, it was only office staff using it. So it's a big change that's happened over the last 5 or 6 years. Parent communication, now Parent Square, we're very, very involved with that. Classroom technology, TVs, as we changed away from projectors, now we're doing smart TVs. We're also doing Bell Talk and PA systems, digital curriculum. So everything that students are doing on Chromebooks, we're supporting that. All those icons on their Clever page, we're rostering that. We're making sure the single sign-on works. We're troubleshooting, we're relinking everything. And then devices, of course, Chromebooks, we have slides dedicated for that. We'll go over those. Network infrastructure, printing, phones, security, that involves like cameras, state reporting, and websites. So it's a big umbrella that has only grown over the years. It hasn't gotten any smaller. What we do during the summer, we do work a full year calendar. But we do have a lot to do during that time. So what we did this summer is we did our 8th grade device collection, and thank you. I just forgot to link it.
Okay.
I appreciate that. We for the 8th grade device collection, we're talking about 800 devices that we're collecting, we're inventorying, making sure the students turn it in. We're sanitizing them, we're repairing them. There's a picture there that kind of shows a small section of how many devices we bring in and have to catalog. But what we've been able to do is, and we'll get a little bit more specific on that, is we've been able to turn these devices, use them for parts, or just clean them up. And we've been able to get our TK to second with away from one-to-one, but more classroom-centered devices that the school sites don't have to worry about. This one belongs to this student, that kind of thing. We start at our one-to-one in 3rd grade, which is the next item. The 3rd grade devices, we're doing that over the summer with unboxing, enrolling, asset tagging, assigning, EduTV pilot installs. So we deployed about 20 of those over the summer. We already had our PD with teachers for that. And they used that time, we had an on-site trainer come, and they used the full 3.5 hours of that to pick his brain for sure. And then side office system refresh, those have been definitely falling behind, and we've started swapping all those out, give our secretary and office staff a refresh on systems. And then master scheduling, so all summer, we're working with school counselors, administrators, and office staff to roster students. And some sites are very easy, some sites, when you get into middle school and scheduling like that, especially for Rancho and Mays, it's very cumbersome. Manny does a great job on that. for our next one, this is the slide I was talking about that's dedicated for Manning. And I could have easily broken this down to a giant cascading for each item of just how many sites he supports with this and what it means for the district. But state reporting is huge. I mean, that's how we get our money. The scheduling support, he's working with all office staff. He's working with the counselors. I mean, he's very proactive. He does a great job. He takes initiative and he takes ownership of the entire area system, which is very, very, very good for the district. Transcripts, that's just a side note that he wanted in there because he spent quite a bit of work converting all our 21, 22, 23 data to a transcript standard that when students come to us in the future, it'll look very clean and very well done. Is kind of what he said. But he was very proud of that. So we already mentioned school office staff support, so he's constantly on the phone, he's constantly emailing, he's constantly in group chats with the staff, especially the office staff and the secretaries. But he's constantly working towards having that clean data at the end of the year, so that way it's less work for everybody. And then student programs and eligibility is another big one that he does. So he's constantly working with migrant, he's working with SPED, he's working with business for our LCFF. So there's a lot of areas that he's supporting with that.
Who does like Aries queries?
Queries?
Yeah.
So he's our wizard now. Yeah. He's grown into that pretty impressively.
Okay.
And then specifically to talk about one-to-one at Hollister School District. So this was definitely, everybody of course worried about students, their well-being. We bought so many devices during COVID and we issued them, and we were trying to figure out, okay, when this comes back, how are we going to land this plane, and how are we going to keep it going? And so that's where we kind of looked at what other districts had done in the past for one-to-one, and what we were doing, and what was working, and what wasn't working, and we kind of made a little blend of it all. And this kind of breaks it down where we said, okay, TK, they just need little centers. We'll give them their 11-inch touchscreen devices. And there's more kids that can do it on their own kind of thing. So let's gradually expand on that. And then first grade, we've worked to match the class enrollment. Second grade, we've done class enrollment +2. So that way, if a device needs to be repaired by us, they can still put in a ticket, but they can use another device while they're waiting for us. And then SDC, they get a class enrollment based on their size as well. And the goal is to get all those up to +2. And it should happen this year once we finished doing what we're going to talk about on the right side, which is student assigned devices, which start in 3rd grade. So that starts in 3rd grade. They get a 14-inch new Chromebook, new enclosed ballistic padded case. They use it from 3rd grade to 8th grade, and it's turned in at the end of 8th grade. We're looking into the possibility of maybe letting us decommission on our end, and they, for a very small price, be able to take that with them and have a device of their own that they would be able to use. Because technically those devices are supported by the manufacturer for 10 years. So they would still have some good legs on them. But yeah, that's pretty much our picture of one-to-one currently. And this is the year where we actually, as I was saying, we landed the plane because this was the year we got the 2nd grade card. So it was a slow phase that we did TK in 1st, then we did TK in kinder, then we did 1st, and then now we've done 2nd, and then next year, 2nd graders won't bring in devices that we have to swap. We will just be issuing them devices at the beginning of the year, yeah. Which will be a little bit easier on our department. It'll be a nice, we're all kind of looking forward to that. And then our next one, so we are doing pretty much all in-house device repairs. And that means we're replacing keyboards, we're replacing touchpads, we're replacing batteries, we're replacing screens. A lot of districts have gone towards using a third party where they ship it out, they pay a lot of money, or they just e-waste the devices or sell them at very low cost and then just buy new devices. But our team works really hard to try to take care of the investment that the district's made with our devices, making sure that someone's not making a profit off our lack of doing kind of thing. So very proud of the team and how hard they work on making sure that our devices are repaired. Faulty wear and tear devices are repaired at no cost. Parts are salvaged. They're all kind of similar, other than the fact that physically damaged devices that we do charge at cost for those. But we do have programs that we offer parents, for those that are in need or don't have devices at home, there's certain federally funded avenues that we have to support them. And then we do order our own parts. And then, like I was saying, we strip the devices of all the parts. So see in some of these pictures, we have bins of the bezels, we have bins of batteries, we have bins of keyboards. We're just ready to keep using what we have. And then what you guys approved, like at the end of last year, was for us to be a HP self-maintainer, which is very cool. So we get to do all the warranty work for our Chromebooks in-house. We don't have to ship them off. Even if they're out of warranty, we get 35% off. And this is something that we're still working on taking more advantage of, but it's very cool that we're able to not rely on a third party to continue doing what we're doing. And a lot of their stuff shows that they teach you how to repair specific things that normally you might get rid of a device for because it's not so surface level, which is nice, or that it's possible to repair that, say a Wi-Fi chip on a motherboard, or those kind of things. But yes, that's a very exciting thing. And we took some snapshots over the course of the summer and kind of the year too, because obviously we've only done one school so far for third grade devices this year, but they have their second grade devices already, so we'll be transitioning them out this year. But the picture on the top right, that was last year, third grade kids getting their one-to-one devices, all happy with their cases and everything. Top left is the Edu TV Pilot installed, so we have one of these Edu TV Pilots with their original TV in their classroom moved over, and then duplicating the setup, so that way if they're standing in front of it, they're not blocking the view. And then parting out devices, so those are on the bottom left there, you can see there's all the different parts that we're working on and organizing them based on what part and what specific model they go to. And then in the middle was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but those are kind of a little bit of the descriptions that we get when we receive a ticket from a student or even a staff or a teacher, or not teacher, but a parent. They're very vague, and then we get them, and the screen won't turn on. So that's just a funny one that we wanted to include. And then enrollment is up for us, at least in our eyes, because we've issued 170 Chromebooks to newly enrolled third grade students in 24-25. Wow. And I've been trying to keep an eye on it to make sure that we're grabbing any that leave. And so far, I've only been able to catch 2 that have dropped since we've issued them. And this isn't including TK to second, so I'm not even sure what those numbers look like, but from our eyes, we're definitely seeing it. And these students are issued brand new devices and cases. And then jumping into our IT help desk, so this was something that we totally rebuilt during COVID. So we changed from only teachers being able to submit to parents, students, public, and staff being able to submit tickets. And we try to open up as many possible avenues for them to submit tickets. If you go to our website, there'll be a widget that pops up, and if you press it, you can fill out a ticket. It's on all the school websites as well. The help desk website itself, they can email in as well to that email address right there. And voicemails we're able to convert to tickets and reach out to them through that as well. And then on the right is an example of what our help desk looks like. And it's kind of cut off there, but we do work on a lot of knowledge-based articles so that we can insert those and kind of help them help themselves as well, or the people that really want to help themselves. And there was just a funny little clip art on the right, but it's not a big deal that it's gone. So that's why it looks blank on the right. I didn't check what the PDF was going to look like. So ticket, just kind of like a little thing that we always say at least for us, and I'm sure Aaron can relate as well, is that tickets are not created equal. There's so much weight to certain ones and time that certain ones take, and so the difficulty and time for completion is always varying. And then data does not show a complete picture. Like, we get grabbed in all kinds of directions. We try our best, and but it's always hard to say no every time. Right. And then prioritization. In our brains, we try to go for a number of students affected. Is this affecting the entire class, an entire grade level, the entire school? And then also the age of the ticket definitely affects how we look at tickets and try to prioritize them. And then just some quick data. So this is the amount of tickets that we went through for 23-24. So the entire school year, we did about 6,300. And The light blue on the columns doesn't really matter that much. That's just tickets reopened. But the important ones, I would think, are the blue one where tickets created, and then our ability to resolve them, and then yeah, basically tickets closed and resolved. So we're seeing a lot of tickets, but when I was pulling our data for this year, I was very concerned. But then when I looked at this, I was like, oh, we're following the same trajectory of how many are getting inputted, how many we're able to slowly bring it back down, and then I hope we look like we did the rest of the year, where we're just evening with them out. The next one is going to show you recap of this is just recap of 23-24. So this is just showing how they're submitting the tickets. So who's submitting? Parents, students, and staff. And it's pretty cool. We always laugh when we get the student ones because it's pretty cool seeing a student submitting a ticket and saying this is what my issue is, and especially because we're not high school, so it's at that grade level to know to do that is pretty cool.
It is cool.
And then just kind of how they're submitting. This is 23-24, so we've seen a growth on these numbers that we'll probably share with you next year. But you can see that they're submitting via phone, email, the feedback widget, and the portal is always the most popular. But I think as other options become known, they'll grow in other directions. And then just recap start of the school year, 23. So this is just the first 2 months where you can see that the amount of tickets created with the blue was quite high in August. And then when we're going to compare to 24, I don't have finished September data, so I did try to include a little disclaimer that's in gray right there. But you can see we got a big spike this year as well. And for those entire 2 months, we almost hit 2,000. And I would say this year, we're definitely going to hit 2,000. But things are definitely look similar, so it's not too crazy. And then our projects and proposals for 24-25, we're looking at the maze clocks and PA systems. So we're looking to modernize bell clocks and outdoor horns. They're our last school that would fall under the IT umbrella, which would be good. And we're looking at a system that could basically synchronize everything under one umbrella. That way, us at the DO knowing what's happening and what's being alerted at our schools. I think that would be very beneficial, but we're still in the early stages of figuring that out. And then E-rate, we're looking at battery backups. So we're looking at to keep internet-related services up at the school sites and the district office. This is our final year for our current E-rate cycle, and I think it would be just a good investment now that everything is run through us, phones, and bell clocks, PAs. It's a big safety thing. And then E-rate, another one, just current switches are 7-ish years old. We're just looking to upgrade those. I think we've been pretty lucky that they've stood the test of time so far. And then, like I already mentioned, the Unity bell clocks and PA system. And then, I didn't mean for this to look like the got milk, but it kind of did when I typed it out. But yeah, any questions though? I know I was kind of like talking.
Are we still, do we charge parents if a child is?
So we charge them the cost of the parts of the repair.
Okay.
So like if they pick the keys, we charge them if there are more than 3 keys picked.
And do we offer an insurance?
We don't yet, but business is working on getting us set up on the ability to accept digital payment.
Okay.
And that's something that we're really looking forward to being able to offer.
Well, I thought there was like did we have like an insurance that you pay X amount at the beginning and?
No, we're working towards that.
Oh, okay.
Like an extended warranties you're talking about?
No.
In-house.
In-house?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking to do exactly in-house insurance. We don't want to accept 3,000 checks, so we're trying to make sure that we get that digital payment aspect of it.
Right.
But yes, we really want to be able to offer that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's high on our radar.
Okay, thank you.
Just, as an idea, because I know you have 5 people, and this is a tremendous amount of work. And just looking at like what you did over the summer, as just, and I don't know if there's grants out there or funding, additional funding to help support IT, but even just the summer work of collecting and cleaning and whatnot, I know we do a lot of, at the high school, summer work, just, you know, people that may want a few hours can come in on a voucher to come in and help provide you with that extra support.
Yeah.
And they actually, you know, you can set them to tasks to clean, to do this, and at least you get the manpower, and we're, you know, helping out some of our folks over the summer that want to work a few hours, but, you know, just to kind of help because it's, unless we're, you know, giving you more staff, but at least give you a little bit of relief over the summer.
Yeah, that's not crazy at all. I think that'd be a great avenue to look at. We've experienced it a little bit for things that aren't IT related, but more like the sanitizing and stuff like that we're talking about, with the people that were, say, on light duty or something like that, where we can give them stuff and they stay in one position or one area and we're able to accommodate them.
Yes.
So yeah, we've experienced that and it's tremendous, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. We can just kind of think outside the box, as we like to say amongst ourselves here. But you know, you know, just I know you didn't say, you know, what your wants are, but by just looking at this, we can see, you know, how much you guys are doing with a shoestring staff, and it's amazing, and you all are phenomenal. Thank you.
Yeah, the team, I mean, I got them a little bit, they're very, you know, they're very, like I was saying, they have an initiative, but they also, you know, we have in IT, we have to keep growing and changing, and we have to keep adapting, and they've all got up to the plate and swung for it, so, yeah, it's a great team.
And stepping up and learning and, you know, doing the stuff in-house, you know.
Exactly, yes.
You know, willing to step up and say, I want to do that certification, I want to, you know, and
Exactly,
so
yes.
as a district, you know, to recognize those people wanting to step up and do what we need to do to recognize those folks as well.
Yeah, no, they are.
Very, very impressive.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you.
No,
Thank you very much.
Okay, next up, report 12B, migrant program report by coordinator Jill Cameron.
Thank you. Good evening, Board of Trustees and Superintendent Board. So last time I was here, we spoke a little bit about the migrant program and our facilities. And so I'm here tonight to speak about our services and the programs that we offer.
We do switch roles.
Kudos. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love
Yes,
it.
we're really happy with that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Great job, Jill.
I do want to give credit, San Benito County Public Health are the ones who provided the framework for that. And so as the liaisons, we all came together, Stacy Padura, we all sat down and looked at what are some of the things that we want to change. And so we landed on, and then I worked with a printing company to kind of splash it up a little bit and really kind of make it more user friendly and whatnot. So it's good. I'm glad you're able to look at that. That is not mine.
That's Emma.
I saw the cover.
There you go.
There you go. Sorry, this is wrong arrow. So within the migrant education program, we have various services. It's a very robust program, and within migrant we look at identification and recruitment. We have regular and summer programs and services. We provide interventions throughout the school year. We have health component where we do health screenings. We have school readiness, which is our preschool, and then we also have parent involvement and leadership development. And within that, we have our current budget this year is almost $700,000. And then I spoke to the region the other day, and they usually hold back a little bit. So I was told that we're getting a little over $77,000. And so it's not in the bank account yet, but they did tell us that that is coming our way. So that's exciting. So we're already thinking about where are we going to spend that? A lot of it will go into salaries and benefits, but also I have some things we'll talk about too today that we might be able to put our funds in. So I just wanted us to be able to see some of the numbers throughout the last few years and where we are as of September of this year. So you can see our schools, the stars by some of the schools, or stars by the schools, those are community schools. That was kind of more for me to like, those are community versus just regular schools without the community school piece to it.
Is that the number of students that are migrant in that school?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So you'll see the kind of consistency of the numbers, but you'll see some of your highest schools. So HCLA having 114 currently this year, and you can see that those numbers are over 100, throughout the years. You'll see R.O. Hardin, they're another high number of migrant students. Ranches and San Justo, another high number of students. So I just want us to be able to see those numbers throughout the years, and you can sort of see the consistency of our numbers. And then we also have our preschool numbers. We're a little bit on the lower side this year. Typically we've had close to 30 every year, and right now we're looking at 12. We currently have 7 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon.
Is it for lack of recruiting or just the parents not knowing?
We did put out a parent square earlier right before preschool started, just a FYI. We've talked about looking at our application process, which goes in all the enrollment forms. I think we could probably just double check and make sure like that's all going out. We've looked at our interviewing, so right now all of our liaisons are going to be making their annual contacts. That could be another way that they can have those conversations. Do you have any preschool age children? And the first offering is to Head Start, is to our other preschool services, and then using Migrant as a supplement. So that could, if they don't fit those other programs, then obviously they're more than welcome to come to ours, and if that's a better fit for the time of day for them.
And we don't put ECE in here because that's the county?
So EC is for your special education students.
Okay, and they're not counted as migrants?
Unless they're in the special ed preschool.
Right.
Right, I don't have those numbers in front of me, if any of our migrant students are in there or not. I don't
Okay,
right now.
so we don't, okay, so they would be in if we knew.
Yes, if they were in the regular ECE classes, is that what you're
Yes,
referring
yes.
to? Yeah, we would know.
Because they do come to us. Okay.
And then you also have Hollister Prep that we also reach out and see if they'd like it be part of our services, so we do our contacts with them. And so right now we're sitting at 627 students so far as of September. And our recruiter is Maria Duarte, so she does all of the outreach to our families to get them qualified. And then it goes out in the summertime, she does some services where she does a needs assessment. She'll give them school supplies, she'll do some health services as well, some health screenings. And we also partner up with Santa Clara County Office of Education, and they come out and assist with screenings as well. So looking at our regular and summer programs, so you can see we have our 6 liaisons, and the reason I put the stars on is because Emma Herrera, she is migrant only. So she oversees the 4 sites that aren't community schools. So she oversees HCLA, Loud Lane, Sierra Vista, and Rancho Santana. So per week, she spends 2 days at HCLA and then 1 day at the other school sites. So she definitely has her challenges with working at every school site and different administration and the families. So her numbers are up there, but she is strictly migrant only. And then we just hired, we had a shift over at Calaveras. So we had an employee who is now the office manager. And so we had an opening and we just filled that with Maria, she likes to go by Elena Castillo. So she just started last week. And then we have our secretarial support, Leonora Rojas. So with our liaisons, they are looking, we just mentioned their annual contacts, that they developed individual learning plans, they do individual needs assessments, they look at student referrals for site and educational programs. They always double check to see how the students are looking academically, they'll track their attendance, and then they'll check in with the students and the families to see, do you need access to any of the programs on site or referrals out into the community. Summer programs. Last summer, we had over at Sunny Slope, our new location for a resource center. We had educational packets for students that would come in and out and pick those up, and they were very specific to age groups. They were themed depending on the age of the students. They had Lego days, they had story time, they had Zumba, and then we also did some vision screenings for those students that were coming in and also being identified. So we had 121 students receiving educational support and 297 receiving all the others. So 121 that started and ended, I should say. I think we had more than that, but they might not have completed the entire summer program. And then we had 297 that received various supports throughout the summer.
Was this different? Didn't they used to spend the whole day at the school?
I don't have specifics, but I think
When it was just migrant run.
Right.
Yes, but now because the district is offering summer school, we cannot offer the same thing. It has to stay supplemental.
Oh, okay, that's the deal.
Very good explanation. So migrant being supplemental, it is very challenging. So because we offer such a great summer school program and even our after school programs, it's that extra challenge of what else can we offer that might be a little bit different to support the student academically.
And it can't be at a different school site.
There can be different school sites. I mean, that's we can look into that too.
Not if you're doing the same thing.
Okay.
Hence, this goes right into this slide.
Okay.
So we have, thinking of our academic supports, so we have, right now we have our after school programs where students can go for academic support. They have all these, the ACES and extended learning opportunities. And then we also have for English learners, the Mission Achieve, which Mrs. Jennifer Miller runs. So we're looking at bringing in computer science with coding. And I work with an organization called Code for Fun. They're out of Sunnyvale. I've worked with them before. They have I spoke with them and we can do grade spans, and they'll come in, train our teachers, provide the curriculum, and we can, if you've ever looked at or been exposed to Scratch, it's a very basic coding program. They have Scratch Junior, and it's a block coding, and it helps students, they use language and math, and so we're hitting those components, which are part of our migrant requirements for intervention. And so something kind of new. So we're going to look at Scratch Junior for our kindergarten through second, Scratch for 3rd grade through 5th, and then for 6th through 8th grade, it's called Bootstrap Algebra. And it's just another way to make things innovative for the kids and learn some algebra too while they're attending. So something a little bit new. We're about to put out the post for our teachers hopefully tomorrow. And I'm hoping that any teacher will apply because it could be anybody. It could be your multi-subject teacher, it could be your PE teacher. We're going to provide that support, so I'm hoping it will create some buzz and some interest with our teachers that they'll want to do it. And they can bring that back to their own classroom and teach their students as well. It doesn't have to be just our migrant students. So.
Since you're not doing language arts and math, is it possible to hire classified staff to support with the teacher?
Good question, Trustee O'Connor, because I know you've helped me in the past with looking at things very innovatively. I can certainly ask that question.
Yeah, because I think that we've been talking about building capacity, And I think that if we could build some capacity with our classified staff, that'd be fantastic.
I can certainly ask and then see with some of the new funding that we're receiving, if that could be in there, and then wouldn't that be great to then there can help in the classrooms as well, right? And have that skill set.
That would also open it up to also students that may have a learning disability. If there was help.
Right, having an instructional aid in there. I think we have the funding to help support that. Can't guarantee that, but I can certainly look into it.
Yeah,
for sure.
it would really open it up to all kids.
I'm really excited. I'm hoping we can create.
We are,
some
obviously,
interest.
we are too. Great.
I'm so glad to hear that. And that little B-bot, that's just part of, that would be part of the little one who became the kinder in the second grade. They would be programming the little B-bot, little robot. So I will come back and give us an update on those. This is just a picture, this is the summer, with our recruiter. So families were coming in and getting identified for the program, and students were receiving school supplies and getting vision screenings. And then if they needed referrals for eyeglasses, we were assisting with that.
Nice.
And then also, oh, sorry.
Is it possible to add audiometry at any point, hearing testing?
Well, I know that our health techs, and I don't know what if it's the same ages that they're doing the vision screenings. I can certainly ask to see if the Santa Clara County Office of Ed helps provide that, because that would be nice too.
Yes.
So I can certainly look into that.
Anything additional would be great. Yeah.
We do the dental too, right?
So we do have Jennifer Crusetta, who works with public health, and she'll come in and do some dental screenings for us. She's assisting with the kindergarten screenings, which is a requirement for families, so she assists with that. And so we actually have her coming to our PAC meeting in October to provide like an orientation to the families and then also do a screening as well. So she's another one we could tap into like in the summertime if we wanted to have her come in. Probably would draw the families in as well to get that extra screening for the kids. She'll expand and do sealants and things like that too.
That's great.
So again, we kind of touched base on our school readiness program with Alejandra Laguna, who's our instructor, and we do have a long-term sub in there right now, Amelia, she goes by Millie Valencia, who's in there. We're hoping to get our permanent instructional aide back in February, so we'll stay tuned. Hopefully she'll be able to come back and join us. And then again, currently we have 7 students in the morning and 5 in the afternoon. And then our instructor, she also plans parent workshops as well. She has a good connection with the library, who will be coming in later this week. And
That's the public library.
And do story time. The parents come in as well, and they kind of just want to show the parents how to read to their children. They bring books and give those to the families as well. And then I think throughout the year, this person will come in throughout the class and throughout the year in the class and provide some extra reading time with the kids. And then we're all on screening. She'll have Mrs. Jennifer Crusetta come in October and do an extra screening with the kids. So parent involvement and leadership is another component of our program. So we have all of our PAC meetings already scheduled. We have one actually on Thursday, which is our first one, just kind of an intro for our parents. We had our PAC last week, which is the regional parent advisory committee with the region, with Juscoe, and our representative will come back and report out on that meeting. And then we have Jennifer coming to our PAC meeting in October. We have the Community Food Bank coming and talking about their programs. Opioid Task Force is scheduled for January, and I'm still working on March and May. But bringing just topics, and hopefully they can share with us some of the topics that they would like to see, and then we can bring those people into our advisory committee meetings. And then they also spend time with RPAC. I think we're going to be voting in a new representative for that. And then with the math nights that we do throughout the year, I'm hoping we can get our coding off the ground. A really neat thing to do is to have those families come and the students can show their parents how to code. So I'm hoping that's kind of what we'll be able to do.
In regards to the Parent Advisory Council, Do we do anything for helping parents with behavior? And behavior training, and also with the telephone, the social, how to handle the social, what do you want to call it? Media, I don't know, what do you want to call it, whatever.
And we can put those out
Those
as possible
are
topics.
two huge items that parents truly need help on.
I agree, and we can put those as topics, and if they would like us to bring in presenters to speak to that, we certainly can. Absolutely.
Because that's a big hole.
And then we also partner up with the high school for the Noche de Familia, which is a night where we can do workshops and just provide that much more information to the families.
We did in the spring.
And then I know Brandon was talking about earlier with Manny, so he has been so helpful to Stacy and I as we've been trying to build capacity with our liaisons. So they went from migrant, just supporting migrant, we doubled in the number of liaisons we currently have. Some of them, or most of them, 90% of them, now do community schools. And we added a layer this year of assisting with homeless identification of our students and then supporting the families on community resources. So we've been spending a lot of time, Manny's helped us create how to track interventions in areas. So when they go in there, they can identify, they refer a family to the food bank, or we gave a student school supplies and whatnot. So that way we can run a report, administration can see what we've done to support families and whatnot. So Manny's has been fantastic with helping us do that. And then we also created a chronic absenteeism report that we're helping the liaisons learn how to do. So we can run those reports on not only our migrant, we track how they're coming to school, and then our two other big students, at-risk students or at-promise students, you have our homeless students and our foster youth. And being able to see if anything is flagged on them not coming to school, and then reaching out to ask, how can we help? So I know a big part of identifying, right, the students. Many times families don't want to tell you they're in that situation, but I know when we're recruiting families, we ask, right, where they live and if they're living with other family members, so that kind of gives us a little bit of a hint of approaching, that topic with additional resources, right, for them that are available. Are they able to fill out the form, and then that way you're readily identifying that family as homeless, understanding what the categories are, right? So you're speaking of migrant families the also liaisons, identifying? if they're working to identify more students that are homeless, right, through this process of meeting with them and getting to know the families. Yeah, so the district does have student information form, which is under the McKinney-Vento. So there is currently a form that goes out annually, and then those students and families are identified. And so the liaisons have been learning what does doubled up mean, and being able to have those conversations with families. Because the McKinney-Vento definition can be a little gray sometimes. And like you mentioned, sometimes it's that conversation with the family, right? To understand, and one of the most commonly identified under homeless is doubled up. Yeah. And so is that at a convenience, or is that under financial hardship? And kind of figuring that out with the family. And then be able to say, hey, we can support you, and we can, hook you into the food bank and all of their services. And we just had a situation come up with a family recently where it was flagged that the students weren't coming to school. And so our liaison and our parent attendance liaison were able to identify that the students weren't coming to school, the parent had some health issues. And so what they did is they rallied, and then they figured out, how do we get the kids to school? And so to me, I was just like, that's exactly what we do. And then they figured out the pickup and the drop-offs, and then picking back up and getting the kids here. And they're great to reflect it because they were out for so long. Right, sure. Yeah. But that's exactly what their role is to then be alerted and then reach out, and how can we figure out how to get your kids to school.
Well, what's so nice about it is to hear how all of these departments are working together as a unit and for one reason only, and that's for the children. So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much.
And I don't mean to do like a spoiler alert, but I'm sure Dr. Myers would be okay with this. Is it okay? Okay, all right. So I know the county office, they talked about, they have a March event coming up, but we have a February.
And that's before March.
All right, Kim.
So, Mrs. Stacey Boomer and I and Dr. Myers have been collaborating and putting our heads together on how do we do a mid-year reboot for our students. So not only our migrant, our homeless, I mean all of our students. And so we've come up with, we're calling it Hollister Halftime, community connections. And so we had our very first meeting with the liaisons today on, what is this going to look like? And we want to provide workshops for not only our parents, but our students as well, and have this on a Saturday. And so we're in the infancy stages, but we just really wanted to, how do we do something mid-year? So we make sure kids, at the beginning of the year, we always, we gave everybody backpacks and we get everybody ready. Right. But halfway through the year, what are we doing? Right. Should be energized, making sure kids still have what they need, and getting through the last few months of our school and ready for testing and on a good note. So more to come on that, but yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
A lot of good things happening.
Yes. Well, you know what? This district, because everybody works together, it does happen, and that's what it's all about. Thank you.
Good job, Jill. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very informative.
Okay, item 12C, Hollister School District Teacher Support Initiatives, 24-25 by Coordinator Emma Veltri.
Good evening, Board of Trustees and Interim Superintendent Ward and my fellow educators. Kelly. I love it. All right, my name is Emma Beltray and I am Ed Services Coordinator of Special Projects. And my purpose this evening is to give you an update on our NEST program and other teacher support initiatives that we have in place here at our district. I'd like to share our progress, our goals, and our next steps. And before I get started, I really want to give a shout out to Kate Zruby in HR. She's been my right-hand person in this, and I appreciate all her support and her patience. So just want to make sure. Again, we work with other departments, and we all work together, so I can do it without her. All right, so our NEST program. So as you know, this is our new educator support teacher program. It began last year as a result of a need for support to support our short-term staff, our long-term subs, and our new teacher hires. So our NEST providers are veteran teachers who support our new hires throughout the year. They become their person, their go-to person, who they go to regarding logistics of the site, curriculum, or whatever else support that they need. And last year was our inaugural year, so how'd we do? So let's talk about that. Here is the NEST overview from last year. So we serviced between 36 and 40 teachers, new hires, short-term staff, long-term sub, and so forth. That number varied based on long-term subs and changes and so forth. But our base number was 36, so 36 teachers. And of those 36 teachers, we retained 83%. So 30 are still here. So what does that 30 look like? So 20 are back in NEST. We have 20 teachers that are back in the NEST program. And of those 20, 11 are intern credential, they're intern teachers. So they are in a credential program. So 11 of those are receiving support from their NEST teacher as a NEST person and then as their intern mentor. So that's a great deal. And then 9 are still short-term staff, so 9 minutes. And then we have that remaining 10. So 4 went back to becoming regular subs. We had 5 that completed the credential program, and now they're preliminary credentialed. They stayed in our district, and now they're in induction. And then we have 1 that was a career credentialed teacher, but was new to our district, and we supported that person their first year. So that's where we're at from our teachers there. So throughout the year, we gathered data, implementation data, to support us for this year. So we made just a few changes, but here's where we're at this year. So, and the numbers have actually changed from just when I created this slideshow. So I had 36 teachers, now I have 39 that we just added 3 more today. And so I had 17 coaches, and now I have 19 coaches that are supporting all of our sites. One of the suggestions, and it was always our intent, is that it was site-based. Last year, we didn't have enough teachers that applied for each site to support each person, but this year we do. Okay. So it is site-based. So all of the mentor teachers supporting their new hires are at their site. So that's great. And we have 7 returning coaches that came back for this year, again, which is great. And so really, my goal for this year is to really shift my focus and utilize the talent and the wealth of knowledge of our veteran teachers. Because one of the things that we talked about was being a teacher at the site. You know the culture, you know the needs of the site. And so in speaking with principals, we're talking about what are some professional developments that you would like at your site regarding classroom management and things like that. So utilizing our veteran teachers to do that, I think, would be the best use. And also, one of our goals is to promote that leadership, that teacher efficacy, and build the capacity. So here's one way we can do that. And we also have our induction program with Hollister School District that Jen Moog and Tony Robbins talked about. It's the they are our providers. So again, they mentioned that we have 41 teachers in induction. That's a pretty big number. And then we have 18 coaches. So that's my role, is to coordinate coaches with our teachers. And then also last year I started with a mentor meetup where I would host a once a month meetup with the coaches on Google Meet, and we just talk about any concerns that they have that I can support them with induction. And as you know, induction is a 2-year program to support our teachers clear their credentials. And they are meeting with their coaches weekly and working on inquiry cycles. And in addition to induction and NEST, we have ongoing support for our teachers, including our Google Classroom. It's an active Google Classroom that is filled with resources. It's for all new hires, and really the invite code is out there, so anybody can join in our district if they like to. And so it's something that we add to all the time, whether it's calendars or upcoming professional developments or some new research that has come out. We always add that to the Google Classroom. We also send out a month at a glance for our teachers to remind them of important events that are coming up, professional developments. I organize it like what they should be focusing on for the month, what they should be building on in their classroom, and what they should be planning for coming up. So it's just a nice little tool for them to utilize. We also have our HSD website, which is a resource hub for our new teachers. And we have ongoing professional development. We have an ongoing calendar that's pretty extensive. It includes one that I actually would like to showcase is our AVID professional development that we'll be offering throughout the year. We have a collaborative with Aroma San Juan, with North County, with Hollister High School, which are all AVID sites. We have more AVID sites this year, so we're offering throughout the year based on their WICR, which is the writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading, teaching strategies to support all teachers, if they're not or not. So, so I'm really excited about that. Our first one is on Thursday. And all right, next.
something new that we included this year was our sub orientation, and that was August 14th. So we had a packed room in here with our with subs, certificated and classified. So we had guest speakers just quickly come and talk about payroll, talk about frontline, how to navigate through that. We talked about, we did an hour and a half of classroom management, what to expect when you come to a classroom, when you walk on campus, what are the expectations. They went away with a starter pack. They have their Hollister School District bag filled with books and materials. And we also have a resource hub for substitute teachers. They were given a QR code and access to a Google Drive that has lots of materials, TK through 8, that they can use, and it's at their fingertips.
Do you think this has made a difference in our sub pool? And because I know I heard administrators weren't having to get into the classroom, so this has definitely helped.
I really feel, well, the feedback I received from subs that day was that this was the best orientation that they've been to, because they were high school and Hollister School District and others. So they were saying, gosh, we've never been to anything like this, which I thought, okay, that's great. So I think it was a good first impression for them, and to be a part of our district. So we'll continue it. And so our next one is actually October 3rd. It's not going to be as large, but we're just going to pick up all those subs that weren't able to join us, and also any new ones that we have. Like already our list is 12 to 15 new subs that are onboarding. So we will include those. And then this way we can capture all those people and do the key-in videos of, so we want to make sure that they're all prepared and that they all receive the same information. And then I shared this with the principals to let them know this is what they received, this is how they're coming prepared to your site. So yes, I think if we streamline it and everybody's getting the same message, it will help.
I heard very good things about it.
Right. Well, just the fact that you're incorporating, other events for new ones, so that all the subs that we have, if you have a larger pool, maybe doing one in, January, February, for another group.
Yes.
So I think just the fact that you are the only district in this area doing this really brings them to be, I want to work here.
Right.
Because I know what's expected here. I am being given the tools and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's our hope. That's
Yes.
what we're hoping to
And you're
accomplish
making them feel connected.
Yes.
Which is huge. When you're a sub and you're just out there floating around, if you have somebody to connect with, that's awesome.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that is our hope, that they feel welcome, that they feel like they belong, that they are a guest teacher, we use that terminology, so that's what we hope. So again, October 3rd is our next one, and we will be continuing with the same information on that, and they'll receive their starter kit and everything else. So what's great is in our Ed Services team, there's a lot of years of teaching, and we all have boxes of books that we're like, oh good, someone we can give them to. So, we probably have like 5 years of books that we can give away. So, next steps. So this part, I'm looking forward to continuing with the NEST program and just continue that progress monitoring and see where we can go with this program. I feel like it's been very beneficial, and based on our feedback and our data, our mentor teachers, the nesties, they appreciate it, the providers appreciate it, so we'll continue with this. I would like to enhance our induction support again with that mentor meetup, continue with that. I know it's hit and miss sometimes. I always have that one mentor that came every month, and sometimes I had 2 or 3, but it's okay. We had it every month just so they knew that they were being supported. Definitely refine that substitute orientation process and continue that throughout the year as needed. And in fact, we are inviting the Arts Council to the next one so that they can hear that information from the sites. Yes, so, and that they can also have the keynote videos and so forth, so they'll be at the next one.
and really just expand that professional development offerings, whether it's through Avid or through our Nest providers, just making sure that our teachers feel like they're being supported and that their needs are being met. And really gather feedback throughout the year. So I look forward to updating you again on our progress with new teacher support and our other initiatives that we have in our district. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Any questions or?
You're so thorough. Yeah, I just heard.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very good.
Okay, reports, wisdom reports, 12D, superintendent's report, September 2024, with interim superintendent Ward.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Nice to see everybody tonight. I wanted to start off by thanking the Emma for that presentation. Very much appreciated, and Jill Cameron. Let's jump into the next slide here. There we go. So enrollment, we want to talk about enrollment, and Brandon mentioned it in his presentation in terms of the number of devices, the need for more devices. I concur that we are moving up in attendance. As of September 19th, the enrollment was at 5917, and the ADA is at 94%. And as we know, given our collaborative efforts with Hollister High School and San Benito High School District on focusing on attendance, we closed out last school year at 93.5 ADA, and so right now we're at 94 as of the 19th. So we're continuing to climb up, get those numbers higher with all the hard work and efforts of all the team. If you look at the numbers across the schools, some of them have changed more than others since last year. I think specifically if you look at Margaret Mays, because that was we were trying to balance out Mays and Rancho, so Mays' enrollment is up. And then I always do want to point out, we have AAA and Calaveras separated, but that's one school. So typically I would put them next to each other and do a little addition for you. But I did the addition in my head, okay, is 709. So that campus, Cal AAA has 709 students. So it's getting big. And then of course HTLA continues to be our largest campus at 858, with Lad Lane not that far behind at 768. So we are growing.
Do we know what our capacity is, like our limit at each school? Like, do we have like a number? Like,
Well, we could get that, and it would be based on number of classrooms left, number of classrooms available, and that differs from each site. But that could be something
just
we
to
could
have,
gather.
right. What's left.
And yes, and we're growing. It's a challenge, but it's also a problem that we like to have, right?
Sure, yes.
Because we want students to continue to come into the Hollister School District, and it's something that we're focused on with that effort. Okay, next thing, it was mentioned in some of the public comment tonight about the PBIS award winners, so I wanted to just share with the community a celebration in terms of the number of schools that we have that were awarded PBIS awards for the positive behavior intervention and support process. That is a social emotional support system to help students function properly, appropriately on school campus. So these four schools, Sierra Vista, HTLA, Rancho Santana, and Lad Lane, were all recently recognized for winning awards. And the first one, we have a nice picture here of the team, is Sierra Vista, and that is, they won the Silver Award. So we're very proud of that team, and you can see the banner there that was provided by the San Benito County Office of Education through the PBIS award system, and those are proudly displayed at our school sites as winners. Next, we have HTLA, also a PBIS Silver Award winner. Yep, and you can see all the smiling faces there, and some of our friends from the County Office of Education that were here tonight. And we have the principal and assistant principal and some of our team members there, proud of that silver award, and they too have that great banner that they're using at their school site. Next, we have Rancho Santana School. They also won the silver, easy for me to say, award for PBIS, and they, you can see some of the team there. Again, some COE team members. They're very proud of this. In fact, when I went to RSS, they made sure to point it out to me and wanted me to look at it and asked me to take a picture of it. And so they were They were very excited about it, so I was proud of them. And then our last PBIS award winner is Lad Lane Elementary School. They won the Bronze Award this year, so they were excited about that, and that banner as well is hanging up in their office. So just wanted to recognize all 4 of those schools for their hard work and dedication and commitment to, again, social emotional support for our students as they're on campus. Okay. Next, wanted to talk about some of our new administrators. We have a nice list of new administrators in the district this year. Jill Cameron happens to be first on this list, and we just got to hear a nice report from Jill. So we're very happy to have her, and I wanted to be sure that if you haven't, had an opportunity to meet these folks, I wanted you to be able to see their pictures and know who they are. So Jill is an excellent coordinator in Ed Services. As you know, comes to us from was at the County Office of Education in the past, was at the Salinas High School District, a number of other places, and we're very grateful to have her as part of our team. And you can see why during her presentation. Phenomenal job. Next, we have Miss Prima Kabibi, the principal at Mays Middle School. Prima is born and raised in San Benito County. She was a teacher at Mays Middle School. She was also an administrator at HDLA and Calaveras. And then, as you know, last spring took over as principal of Mays Middle School. She's doing a fantastic job. And we're just very grateful that she stayed with us and stayed in the district and is one of our own who's grown up in the district. Next here we have Mr. Jeremiah Brantner. Mr. Brantner is one of our assistant principals at Rancho San Justo Middle School. He was a teacher at Hollister High School in chemistry for about 4 years, then left and went over to Gilroy High School, was an assistant principal at Gilroy High School for 4 years, and brings that experience back to us here in Hollister. He was really wanting to work at the middle school level, and so we've welcomed him aboard. He's been doing a great job, and so if you see him out and about, just say hello to him, so now you know what he looks like, and you can shake his hand and thank him for all the hard work. Next, we have Mr. Jesus Godoy. He's our new assistant principal at Calaveras AAA, over there working with Mr. Woods and supporting the team. Jesus comes to us from Salinas. His background is in special education. He was an RSP teacher. And an interesting fact about him, he also has a master's in business administration. So, yeah, very, very young and energetic administrator. I was over there today talking with them. Just, it's nice to see the energy, and we're glad to have him aboard. Next, we have Delilah Hernandez. She's an assistant principal over at Sunny Slope, new to us this year. And Delilah brings over 2 decades of administrative experience to the Hollister School District. She's been, her most recent assignment was over in Watsonville. And she's happy to be here. And I've been over there visiting many a time. She has a lot of great questions, a lot of great ideas, and she's working closely with Mr. Rivas over there at Sunny Slope. So we're very grateful to have Ms. Delilah Hernandez as part of our team. And next we have Ms. Vicky Valadez. A lot of you know Vicky. Vicky was a teacher at HDLA for 8 years prior to becoming one of our new assistant principals at HDLA. She's also born and raised in Hollister, and she went through the Hollister School District for all of her educational process until she went on to Hollister High School. So we're very grateful to have all these administrators, and there are 25 team that's supporting the teachers and supporting the students. And we just want to say a big thank you to all of them for being new and joining the team and being willing to support the Hollister School District.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All of our new people, yeah. Okay, item 13, consent items. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve 13A through 13L.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call. Trustee Grist?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee O'Connor?
Aye.
And I'm an aye, passes 5-0. Item 14, approval of board meeting minutes, July 2024. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And roll call vote. Trustee Grist?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Abstain, because I wasn't at the meeting.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee
Aye.
O'Connor? I'm an aye, passes 4-0, 1 abstain. And item 15, Discussion action items. 15A, consideration and approval of board policy and admin regulation updates. I don't know.
It's Beth.
Beth, are you gonna, do we have any updates on those, the board policies and ARs?
Here to answer the question. We have all of our board policies are updated, based on CSBA, except for noted. The first one, 3124, which is on equipment, has been updated based on information that our FPM, our federal program monitoring auditors requested we actually put in the policy, but other than that, they're all updated.
Great.
And we're on track now, because it looks like it's September policy guide sheet, and we're in September.
I grabbed one for September that was appropriate for right now,
Oh.
and then I still have a few. I'm working on a combination. I'm trying to bring.
I think we need to be at the.
More steps.
Can you go more steps?
Sorry.
No. I apologize. I should have contacted you that you wanted. Okay, so I'm working on a combination of what's left of December, March, and June. And I'm, within the last, say, 3 months or so, I've been trying to bundle policies that were similar.
Right.
Rather than giving you a gamut of things, this time it has to do, last time was students, this time has to do with some more students and like bullying and medication and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm trying to bundle them so that they make more sense, because sometimes in that span of 3 updates, they'll do the policy and one update, and they'll do the AR and the other update.
Yeah.
So it gets a little crazy, but we're getting closer to being caught up.
Okay.
You are right, September's updates aren't out yet, so I'm into June already. So we'll have another group of December, March, and June. And hopefully by that time, we'll be ready to just be doing the new Septembers and bringing them maybe not quite so frequently. That would be
Yeah.
so. All right, if there are any questions, I'd be more than happy to.
Do we have to approve these all by their,
It's a bundle.
It's a bundle, so
Yes.
just do it.
That's what
as
you
one.
generally do, yeah. That's why I give you the guide sheet, so you can take a look at the guide sheet.
Right.
You can certainly see the red line version, what's been crossed off, what's been put in there. The district does have a few policies that have got some specific language for the board.
Yes.
One of them happens to be the involuntary transfer of students.
Yes, I saw that.
Because we have a pretty robust
Process here.
student review team.
Right.
So that
I saw
language
that.
is not updated. That's like
Okay.
supplemental language that we put in.
Right.
Everything before you get to that point where it says you should come up with a process,
Right.
that's also.
The pupil placement committee.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
I saw that, I read that.
Because we don't have to name them all out. You can
No.
just generalize
So
as
it-
presented.
So this would be 15A, supporting documents. Do I have to do it that way?
No, just.
You have
Just 15A?
You're approving the item itself, which includes a bundle of board policies to be updated. And it does require action. We can't put this on consent because they are board policies and ours.
Okay, is there a motion?
Well, I'm trying.
That you move that we approve.
I move that we approve 15A, consideration and approval of board policy and administrative regulation updates as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call. Trustee Gris?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee O'Connor?
Aye.
I'm an aye, passes 5-0. 15B, consideration and action on approval of provisional internship permits for 24-25 school year.
So yes, this is the PIP, the provisional internship permit that's taking the place in the phasing out of the emergency credentials.
Right.
Yeah, and we have a declaration of need, and we need to submit for 5 certificated teachers to the CTC.
Right.
And I do want to point one thing out at the bottom. It says duration of the 23-24. It should obviously be 24-25.
Right.
It says 24-25 at the top. But
Yes,
Right.
it does. It does.
just wanted to correct that.
Okay.
Okay, is there a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the provisional internship permits for 24-25 school year.
I'll second that.
Trustee Grist?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee O'Connor?
Aye.
I'm an aye, passes 5-0. 15C, adoption of resolution number 5, 2425, supporting statewide public education facilities bond measure.
Okay, yes, this is from CSBA, and this is the, for Proposition 2, it's resolution number 5, Proposition number 2, the Public Education Facilities Bond Measure, which is seeking $10 billion in general obligation bonds. And I'm going to read the framework of this. Whereas Proposition 2, the kindergarten through grade 12 schools and local community college public education facilities Modernization, Repair, and Safety Bond Act of 2024 would provide funding for the renovation of aging schools, upgrading existing classrooms, construction of new classrooms to accommodate growth, career technical education facilities to provide job training to meet the workforce needs of California employers, testing and remediation of lead levels in water at school sites, disaster assistance, replacement of 75-year-old buildings, adding essential facilities like libraries and multipurpose rooms, mitigating the effects of higher average temperatures, and assistance for small and low-wealth school districts. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the governing board of the Hollister School District supports Proposition 2, the kindergarten through grade 12 schools and local community college public education facilities Modernization, Repair, and Safety Bond Act of 2024 to provide much-needed funding for school modernization and new construction to provide students with facilities that promote academic achievement, well-being, and preparation for college, career, and civic life. And so at this point, the board would take a vote on the resolution.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 5, 2425, supporting statewide public education facilities bond measure.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote. Trustee Grist?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
O'Connor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. We are now on to the board member report. Trustee Grist?
I believe I've just attended 2 special board meetings.
Trustee Marks?
That, and I also attended a meeting at the high school. It was an appreciation meeting for the people who participated at any time during the development of it, and we were presented with a really nice presentation of the Imagine school, its architecture, the phasing in, and that sort of thing, because they really want support for their bond measures. And after hearing the demographic, and it's gonna be needed. And it won't supersede what's going on at the high school that already exists. It will augment. And it'll help, I think, with the people in other parts of the city. It'll make a high school closer to them as well. So it was a good presentation, and I'm glad I went.
Good.
Actually, I went to 3 board meetings. We had the joint.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Trustee Martinez?
No, ditto, I mean, same meetings.
I attended a presentation with Superintendent of Hollister High, their CBO, and the Director of Facilities. It was very informational about the need to pass L&M. So that's what I was doing.
Nice. I had a chance to go to Ladling and check out the new road work that they're doing. So I'm hoping that that's going to help with pickup and, for the students. Also, HDLA took a drive around that roundabout. And hopefully, I'm hoping soon that they will be completed to have our kids a little safer and our parents, during pickup. So we really needed some traffic help, especially with those two schools. I also went by R.L. Hardin. Love the way that parking lot looks with the tree gone, no more roots exposed. I feel it's safe, you know, a lot safer. So that's looking good. Our schools are looking good. How about any future agenda items? No? Do you have one? No, I just,
Aren't we gonna get a list next meeting? So, right?
That's what we already talked about.
yeah, okay, we'll do that and then we'll start fresh
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Okay, any announcements or reminders? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Me, second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Adjourning at 7:56.
Good. Thank you.